अच्छेद्यं नात्योऽयं अक्लेद्य शोच्य एव च नित्यः सर्वगतस्थाणो अचलोऽयं सनातनः. So today we shall be discussing chapter 2, shlok number 24. And as you know, Sri Krishna is giving us this great knowledge of the soul. And first he rebuked Arjun that you talk like a scholar, but you are not exactly an intelligent person, since an intelligent person never laments for a dead or alive, because he knows that actually the living beings are soul, spirit soul, who is a part and parcel of God, and they are not part and parcel of the matter. So this is the key understanding of our identity, and people of the world have identity crisis. They don't know who they are, and that's the reason that we do suffer whole life of not knowing this fact. So we fight in the name of religion, we fight for defeating other people, we fight for land, we fight for power, position, money, we fight for people. So this is the outcome of not knowing the real thing, the real object. So at first Krishna removes this confusion, or I would say ignorance, and he informs Arjun that Arjun, do not worry, the real identity is that you are a soul. And in today's verse Krishna is saying that this individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. Soul is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. How wonderful are the qualities of the soul. Why a soul has such beautiful qualities? Because soul is part of the Supreme Spirit Krishna. That's the reason that soul is unbreakable, soul is eternal, soul is everywhere. Krishna is so big, so his energies are also big like him. So all the universe, all the planets, whether it is material planets or spiritual planets in the spiritual world, they are filled with so many living entities. If you are in a forest and if you say there is no living entity, you are mistaken, because all the plants, all the grasses, they are living beings, and there are so many insects, and there are so many bacteria in the air. In your body also there are millions and billions of other living beings, but you, one soul, has a command over this body, and that's why it is your body. So similarly, we should understand that the soul has a very deep relationship with the Lord, and unless and until that relationship is being established, a living entity does not get peace. There are some other kind of spiritualists who are known as Mayavadis. By studying the nature of the soul, they say that soul is everything. Just knowing ourselves, this self-realization, this Brahma happiness, this Brahma Anand, that is merging with the formless aspect of the Lord, this is spirituality. But a Vaishnava who is a follower of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they say, no, this is not the reality. This is of course some kind of spirituality, and it gives you a lot of pleasant state, lots of happiness, but this is not the ultimate. This is just a beginning of spirituality. The beginning of spirituality. Knowing yourself as a soul is beginning. That's why it is discussed in the second chapter where Krishna just starts speaking. But now there is lot more to know. What is the ultimate? What is the ultimate position for the soul? So, the ultimate reality for the soul is that this soul is an eternal servant of the Lord. So, the happiness we receive being servant of Krishna is the highest. So, by all means, by whatever objects, by whatever power or whatever situation we are having, we should consider that everything belongs to the Lord, and with whatever little or more I do have, let me serve the Lord. This is the highest understanding. This is the highest goal of the mankind, as explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pancham Purushartha Premanand Sindhu Jarage Trinatulya Chari Purushartha. That highest goal is loving Lord, serving the Lord. And in comparison to this goal, the four so-called goals of dharma, artha, kam and moksha are like a drop. So, understanding this concept very well, and one has to take a great risk. I would say one has to take a great sacrifice to understand these concepts. As you know, there was a boy named Nachiketa, and Nachiketa was sent to death by his father. His father was doing a yajna, a sacrifice, where he was donating old, weak and diseased cow to the Brahmanas. And Nachiketa, even though he was a small child studying in the Gurukul, he noticed that his father was not doing the right thing. So he went and asked his father, I have heard that one should give the best thing in sacrifices. Whenever a charity is performed, one should give the best of the best, not the worst of the worst. Many times it is seen that people generally donated the useless and waste thing to the sadhus, which is a very degraded state of mind. We should give the best thing to sadhus so that they can engage the best thing in the service of Krishna. This should be the mentality. And so Nachiketa asked his father that whom you are going to give me. So since his son, he felt that his son is insulting him and making sarcasm of what he is doing, so he said that I donate you to the death. So Nachiketa accepted his father's wish, and he went to Yamraj, the house of Yamraj, Dharamraj. So when he reached there, the Dharamraj was not there. Maybe he has gone somewhere to pick some more people. So when he came back, he saw that this little, effulgent boy is sitting at his door. So he first asked for forgiveness that he was not there. And he told him, you can ask me any boon. 3 boons. So he asked that, first he asked that his father was very angry with him. So his father should not become angry. The first thing he asked. And Yamraj was happy and he granted that boon. Second, he asked about the fire sacrifices. That how fire sacrifices reached and how the offerings are reached to the demigods and other gods. So that was explained by Dharamraj. And then Nachiketa asked that what happens after a person dies. So he wanted to understand the concept of soul. So to this question, Dharamraj was a little surprised, and he said, no, you are too small for this kind of knowledge. You better ask me some other question. But Nachiketa was determined. He said, no, sir, you please tell me about the science of soul. Then Dharamraj grants him lots of material opulences. He said, I'll make you a king. I'll give you so many things. And he offers him with material, attractions. To this, Nachiketa completely says no to it, and is determined for his question. He said, I'm interested only to know about soul. So by testing Nachiketa, Yamraj was satisfied that yes, he is a right candidate for spiritual knowledge. You see, unless and until you reject the material attractions, material things, you don't become eligible for spirituality. So if you are not eligible for spirituality, even then you can chant Krishna's name a lot and gradually you will become eligible. So then Nachiketa was given the idea of soul, and uh, Dharamraj explained him just like Krishna is telling to Arjun that this soul cannot be killed, this soul is eternal. But this soul goes from one body to different body. This soul is everywhere. So the ultimate perfection for the soul is to reach, to develop the love for God. That is the ultimate perfection for the soul. And we should try to get it as soon as possible. So please do not waste this human life, because each day is very important. You never know what happens. In your life, you can see every day in news channels, and we see that so many people are dying, and there was not the right time for them to die. But still it is happening. So we should understand that each day is very important and we should take advantage of our days, our life, and make it perfect and enjoy the perfect happiness. So we'll stop here today and discuss the next verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna.